I don't give a fuck about that shit I was talking about. I don't give a fuck about that shit that they talk about. Money coming in like a big rate. Money coming in like a big safe. Loaded up, smoking up, tall out the cape. Ski mask, come for the loot. Yeah, come for the big bag, bitch. I want your loot. Came for the big bag, bitch.
Alright, with all that being said about how everything happened on this weekend, and honestly the playoffs has been something very entertaining to say the least. You can argue it's cinema, and thank God the Swifties aren't here so we could actually have fun. But without further ado, man, let's just dive into the playoffs, because we have a lot to discuss. But first things first, let's talk about the squad. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, offense, we didn't play the best. I mean, offense, we have to get our stuff together, especially when we're gonna go up against Houston. But defense, special teams played absolutely phenomenal. We made Justin Herbert's life a living hell. And in the battle of two abysmal offensive lines, because for two QBs that were basically not having any time and basically running for their lives most of the game, we ended up winning the battle. So honestly, I'm not mad about how we performed defensively and on special teams. I'm more disappointed at how our offense played. We got to be more consistent. Drake May, he had to get off the rust of being in the playoffs for the first time. But technically, he's still a rookie. You're not really certified in the NFL until you made the playoffs. So he was a rookie in the playoffs. He had his first game. He has first game jitters. He got used to it. Now we have to make sure make these adjustments with Houston coming to town. Houston ain't going to play. Houston's going to play physical. Houston's going to get after Drake May. And we'll talk about Houston later on in the video, and we'll talk about the Houston Steelers game. But we have to make sure we're on our top-tier game. It's defense. Beautiful. Like I said, phenomenal performance. It looked like Mike Vrabel summoned our old squad the way how we playing right now, bro. And honestly, I'm impressed. I love it. I love seeing my team back in the playoffs. It's so hard. We had a rough couple years. We had Mac Jones. Then we in the playoffs in Buffalo. They were throwing dildos at us. I remember that. It didn't make no fucking sense, but that shit hurt to watch. But we came a long way. Job's not finished, though. Job's not finished. Job's not finished. Job's not done. We are not done. We still have a lot of work to do. And we still have two teams to worry about that face off against each other. But we got to get past Houston. To get past Houston, we should be good, and we should be in the AFC Championship game. Whether we're hosting it or we're going all the way to Mile High. Regardless, we got to make sure we take care of business against Houston this Sunday or Saturday. This weekend, to say the least. But the next game, however, is rather going to be a rant. All right, Philly, what in the blue hell was that? Honestly, shout out to the Niners. They played one hell of a game, given being the circumstances, given being how they weren't even 50%. They still managed to get the job done. But let's just talk about the defending champion Eagles, shall we? What didn't go wrong in this game? This game summed up the entire season for the Eagles, because even when they had opportunities, they didn't take advantage of the turnovers. They didn't take advantage of the Niners' mistakes, and guess what happened? They ended up biting them in the ass. Now, give it being, you guys finally fired Kevin Patullo. Thank God. You guys needed to do that, because Patullo is, I don't even want to begin to talk about him as offensive coordinator, but damn. But it looks like the Niners were more locked in. It looks like the Niners wanted it more than y'all. Even the Panthers look like they wanted it more than y'all. Y'all been dysfunctional all season long. And the unfortunate thing is, for A.J. Brown's case, He was talking about not getting the ball. He was talking about the ball not being thrown to him. And even when I was talking to my manager about this at work, even he was like, he understands it because a lot of people on that team wants the ball. Devontae Smith wants the ball. Saquon Barkley wants the ball. Jalen Hurts wants to upgrade his own stats. So it's a lot of shit going on with that offense. But then they put the game in A.J. Brown's hands, and he dropped it on numerous occasions. Hence why the intro for me talking about this game was that edit. A.J. Brown proved all doubters right. He proved that maybe he is the problem and that he was a diva all along because they gave him the ball and A.J. Brown choked. A.J. Brown dropped the ball. But also, it's not all A.J. Brown's fault. It's Nick Sirianni's fault. It's Kevin Patullo's fault. It's Jalen Hurts' fault. It's the entire Eagles' fault. Because there's no way. Y'all saw George Kittle get down, torn his Achilles. His career is probably cooked. And then y'all still, somehow, some way, figure out a way to blow this game. San Francisco, again, was not at 100%. You guys was. You guys were completely healthy throughout the board. And y'all still got outplayed, outcoached by the Niners. Because there's no way on that last drive that the way how they just broke, the last two drives summed up the entire season. It summed up the entire season for the Eagles. It did. And it's not like, again, Jalen Hurts didn't give A.J. Brown the ball. He did. But the moment A.J. Brown and Nick Sirianni was arguing on the sideline, it was over. It was over. It was over. It was over. It was GG's. Honestly, that's when you could tell the game in this era of Eagles football is over. But Nick Sirianni, you ain't safe either because you're the dumbass that fucking said, you know what? I'm gonna hire Kevin Patullo. You're the dumbass that hired him. So again, this is all gonna look at y'all. But then the moment the Niners started the fourth quarter with that trick play, yeah, man, that was when it was over. Because in these playoff games, you have to play like you have a chip on your shoulder. Not play like you know your season is cooked. It looked like, I must be honest, Phillies fans, it looked like our team gave up. The moment Nick Sirianni and A.J. Brown was arguing on the sidelines, it looked like I gave up, honestly. And the moment that trick play worked with Juwan Jennings and Christian McCaffrey, oh, GG's. Because this offense all season has been inconsistent, non-existent the entire season. I can't even say consistent because that's not even in this offense's vocabulary. Because there's no way, bro. No way in that fourth quarter. In this game, Brock Purdy threw 2 interceptions. Y'all did nothing with it. And again, also, the defense, the penalties came back to haunt y'all. Y'all were beating yourselves. Niners didn't. Niners played a phenomenal game, yes. But more importantly, Philly, y'all beat yourselves. Y'all know that for a fact. All of y'all. Jalen Hurts, and that final drive should have been better with the clock management. Same with Nick Sirianni. You got Jalen Hurts barely, trying to make every play like a money play or trying to prove to Cam Newton that he is a top tier quarterback in the NFL. Meanwhile, Brock Purdy and the Niners just wanted to get the job done. You can tell that one team wanted to go to the Super Bowl and the other team just wanted their season to be done with, over, so that way they could just start from scratch. And with the whole situation with A.J. Brown, we will be in talks about possible negotiations. I mean, I know he has his own issues, but we can fix that. But the last 2 drives of the game summed up the Eagles. The defense gave up a very crucial drive to the Niners in which they drove all the way down the field, and Eagles couldn't do nothing to stop them. But then they had time. Their offense had over 3 minutes left. Not even, around that. Under 3 minutes left. My fault. Under 3 minutes left in the ball game. Their kicker just shanked the extra point. You guys have an opportunity to drive down the field. A touchdown wins the game. Y'all have 2:54, all 3 of your timeouts. Now give it being. Again, reason why I say the Eagles beat themselves is because the Niners defense were flying to the ball and they're not even healthy. 3rd downs, drop passes. A.J. Brown with another crucial drop right up the middle. If A.J. Brown caught that and went in stride, they get to like the 40, 30-yard line with 2 minutes left. In y'all favor. Instead, they had to go for the 4th down, and thank God they converted. But it's what happened when they were in that predicament and they were looking dead at the end zone that showed the the fuckery of this offense, because there is no way, no shot with 3 timeouts left, with under 2 minutes remaining. Y'all at the 21-yard line, right? In this predicament, of course, rush to the ball. But then I'm gonna talk about this moment. Jalen Hurts gets sacked in this predicament. I don't care. I'm calling timeout. I'm regrouping, and I'm seeing what we can do in the next play. You know what they decide to do? Burn the clock and throw a piss poor 4 verticals play on 4th and 11 to end the season. Kevin Patul deserves to get fired. Nick Sirianni deserves to be on fraud watch as the head coach. And honestly, the Eagles are just glad that the season's over with and they fired Patula. It looked like I gave up, bro. It looked like I gave up. Niners move on. Niners Seattle's gonna cook, but my God, they have a lot of work to do, Philly.
Joke!
Damn, man, I feel bad for Tom Grossi. I feel bad. I feel bad for Tom Grossi, man. You gotta feel for him. I feel for him, honestly. Because, let me be honest, Green Bay had a lead against the Bears. And they fucking blew it. I mean, Matt LaFleur got fired. I think, I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think he didn't get fired yet. But if anything, Matt LaFleur, I don't know. This is one of those two. You in the same boat as Nick Sirianni. Nick Sirianni actually won the Super Bowl. You did not. There's no way against the Bears you did it again. You allowed the Bears to come back. Of course, McManus missing that field goal, like, just destroyed any type of momentum. But, dude, how many times have Chicago done this, man? They trail, and somehow, some way, in the words of Chisel Adonis, Captain Mr. Zesty, he did it again. I don't know how the Bears keep on doing this, bro. I don't know how. And honestly, they could potentially make the Super Bowl. At this rate, the way how they play in the fourth quarter, it's like they fucking are no. You know how you watch those football movies? Like, you see a team, and you're like, they're trailing in the first 3 quarters. In the fourth quarter, they tee up. That's literally the Bears. They tee up in the fourth quarter, and they got it done. They made a comeback. They won. They took care of business. And the Packers choked. Again, but I feel like Bears fans ain't gonna let Packers fans live this shit down. This shit is going to haunt Packers fans for the remainder of the off season. And if Matt LaFleur no longer has a job, I don't know at this point. But Micah Parsons should be coming back. And maybe, just maybe, y'all could actually make the NFC Championship game. Yeah, I mean, the expectations for y'all was possible Super Bowl until Parsons got injured. But Green Bay, I don't know, man. Like I said, I just feel bad for Tom Grossi. But Chicago, they got themselves a squad, man. Don't sleep on Chicago. Don't sleep on them Bears. Damn it, Jacksonville. You had one job. They had one job, but you know what? Fine. For Josh Allen and the Bills, this is literally their window. Literally, this is their window for them to try and make it to the Super Bowl. No Frog, no Lamar. They need, Josh Allen needs this. He needs this because, it's going to suck when we kill their dreams, but he needs it so that way people could be like, hey, you know what? He did it. He finally did it. Despite everyone being out the picture, he finally did it. He needs this. The Bills need this Super Bowl. So they need this playoff run. And they're going to be desperate. And they kept on running the same play on that final drive. Just the offensive line of the fullback just having his thumb up Josh Allen's ass. But it got the job done. And on the first play of the final drive, Jacksonville, damn, Trevor, threw an interception on the first play. That sucks. But Jacksonville, honestly, the AFC South is still wide open. You have damn well almost everybody rebuilding except for the Texans. That's your only main concern is Houston. But Indianapolis is rebuilding. I'm pretty sure they don't even know who's going to be their quarterback. And the Titans are slowly rebuilding, but they're coming to their own with Cam Ward. But you guys have something with Trevor Lawrence now. Like, Trevor Lawrence is finally coming into his own. Y'all just hope y'all don't fall into that AFC South loophole of collapsing the following season or during the season. So, honestly, Jacksonville, E for effort. Buffalo, they really need this, and it's going to be interesting to see how they play against Denver. I feel like that. Don't be surprised if that is the best. I feel like it's going to be a lot of good games, but don't be surprised if that's the game of the divisional round. Don't be surprised, because Josh Allen being in Mile High and going up against that young Denver team, but that Denver defense is just like Houston's, man. Physical, fast, and young. So it's going to be real tough. It's going to be a real good battle too. So I'm honestly interested to see how that one goes, man. But hopefully Denver or Buffalo take care of business. Like I said, we got to take care of business our damn selves, because I don't really care. I low-key want to get my get back against Denver from what happened in Peyton Manning's last season. In Buffalo, we gotta break that tie. We're even. We got to break that tie. We're better place in the AFC Championship game. Well, give it up for the Panthers, man. E for effort. Give them the E for effort, man. They fought hard. They honestly fought hard. They, like I said, they fought harder than the fucking Eagles did. They actually look like they wanted it more than Philly. It looked like they actually feel like a team. It's just the fact that experience and the fact that the Rams nearly blew the lead, but Matthew Stafford, man, he balled out. Puka Nacua balled out, man. And they took advantage of an inexperienced team. And Carolina, I'm honestly impressed how Bryce Young played and how the fact the Panthers are even here, even though it was by sheer luck. But you have to be impressed with how the Panthers turn around and how they might have something here. They might be able to build something. Just missing a key couple pieces. Need to get the offensive line together. But if they build what they have right now, they could potentially be a playoff contender, depending on how the NFC South is. I mean, but it all depends on what happens in Atlanta, because a certain somebody wants Lamar to take a pay cut, and I think that might rub him off the different way. So we don't know. We do not know. But Carolina gets an E for effort. Rams versus Chicago is going to be it's going to be a good one. That's another good game I cannot wait for, man. Like these players, like whoever's the script writer, man, they cooking. They are cooking with this, man. But overall, Stafford balled out. Rams look like they might have a chance to go back to the NFC Championship game, but they got to get past Chicago. In Chicago, that's a tough squad too. So don't be surprised if that's also a top-tier game.
So much pain! So much pain!
So that's it for Aaron. That's it. That's how it's gonna go. Damn, Aaron. Damn. It was a fun career. It was fun. It was fun while it lasted. Like I said, the Steelers, Packers, and Eagles all lost the same way. The Steelers actually had the game. It was anyone's ball game heading into the third, or then even heading into the fourth, it being a 1-point game. But they didn't take advantage of the fumbles. They didn't take advantage of the picks. It looked like literally Houston's defense had a scoop and score and then had a pick six. It literally looked like they did what the Steelers were supposed to do off of their own turnovers. And like I said, let me break this down for y'all. What I saw from this game when I was looking at Houston. We could beat them. We could. They have a tough defense. I know. I understand that. I see it. I know. But I feel like with their offensive woes, and we have to take advantage of those. We have to take advantage. We cannot do the same thing that Pittsburgh did. Pittsburgh did not take advantage of the fact that C.J. Stroud was making mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake. If we were in that shoes, we would have taken advantage. We have to take advantage. We have to take advantage of all of those mistakes and make sure we keep that defense off balance and make sure we don't give that defense a fighting chance to bring their offense back into this game, because that's exactly what happened. The Steelers had a tough defense. They were playing good, but then their offense underperformed, underachieved, and also Mike Tomlin is no longer there. But with that being said, if we could take advantage of all those mistakes and get to C.J. Stroud and apply that pressure, the same pressure we did to C.J. Stroud to Justin Herbert to C.J. Stroud, We good. We good, bro. We good. We just have to worry about that defense. They something, bro. I'm not sleeping on them at all. But we have to take advantage of those mistakes. We have to take advantage of the fact that CJ Stroud is still struggling in the playoffs. And the fact that it's going to be in Boston. We going to be in his ear. And we got to make sure we get the job done. Because we have two teams that we want to face. We actually want to go up against Buffalo. And we need, like I said, we have some unfinished business from 10 years ago from Denver. I ain't forget that shit. I mean, sick to my stomach to see Payne win that Super Bowl. But it was like, wrote it in the sunset. But to each their own. But we have to take advantage of those mistakes. Houston got the job done. That defense is legit. And Aaron Rodgers' last pass was a pick six. Damn. I mean, it's not like Aaron Rodgers will just go, and it's not like he will go to Minnesota, right? It's not gonna happen. Nah, you see, I'm sure Aaron Rodgers is gonna just go off to his cabin somewhere and just do more of the sugar and just call it a day. I mean, it's not like he'll go to Minnesota.
But anywho, before we end
pull
today's
a
video, let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, sub, all that good stuff.
He's not.
Real quick, I'm gonna lay
He's
my
not.
predictions out.
Right. What I think is gonna happen this
Right, Aaron?
weekend. I'm obviously gonna have us over the Texans. It's going to be a tough battle, but we have to make sure we take advantage of those mistakes, as I said before. Bears, Rams. I just... It's a toss-up. There's a toss-up. If the Rams play how they played in the fourth quarter and how Carolina be in that game and it being a fight against Chicago is not Carolina. They're going to take advantage and they're going to win the game. So if the Rams keep Chicago in the game and Chicago has a chance to fight back, Chicago could go to the NFC Championship game and Stafford could be going home. Also, in Seattle versus San Francisco, a classic, iconic rivalry, childhood, seeing those two teams see each other in the playoffs. Beautiful. It's going to come down to experience. Is Sam Darnold ready? Is he ready for this pressure? Is he ready for a chance to go to the NFC Championship game on the line, going up against, even though they're banged up, but they are experienced, they're ready, and they're with the smoke in San Francisco. So it's going to come down to experience. I would like to say Seattle, but I feel like San Francisco might get it done. Don't be surprised if I see two of my 2K5 rebuild teams go at it in the Niners and the Bears in the NFC Championship game. Don't be surprised if that happens. AFC, I want to go with my Patriots being there, but Denver and Buffalo, that's toss up, because I want to say Denver, but Buffalo is going to have that experience over Denver, and it's going to come down to who's going to outcoach who and who's going to outplay who. Because if Bo Nix is Bo Picks or shows any type of vulnerability, that they're going to tear him apart. They're going to tear him apart, but that defense, it might keep them in this game. So don't be surprised if we see Denver. But regardless, if it's Buffalo, if it's Denver, we with the shits. We want the smoke. We want the smoke with one of those two teams, bro. We want the smoke. The goal is we're gonna be in the AFC Championship game. That's all I know. I hope, man. But that's it for today's video, man. I hope you guys enjoy this one. This is gonna be exclusively on the backup channel, so go check out my main channel. So I loaded TJ and all that good stuff. I'm pretty sure I'm using the same exact outro for this video. So yeah, I'm just using the same outro. But hey, man, I'm out. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.